Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Abroad Affair. My name is Tien, and I'm sitting here today with my partner.
Hi, I'm Aliva. Happy to be back, and thank you guys for tuning in.
As you can probably see, it's just the two of us here today, but we hope that's okay with everyone. We are still going to do our best to provide you with another great episode. And, without further ado, let's just dive into it.
Let's go.
So, have you ever thought about that people say, come to Dubai, move here, this whole
Habibi, come to Dubai.
no one really told you what you should think about before coming here. So when I first moved here, I thought, it's not going to be easy, but there are so many things I wish that someone told me. What are things that you wish that somebody informed you about before moving here?
It's funny that you say that you thought it wasn't going to be easy because I had completely opposite. I just thought that it was going to be easy.
Okay.
I thought that no stress, I'm just going to move there. It's going to be easy. I'm going to get a job very easily. Like I didn't think it through. Mm-hmm. So I'm very impulsive. So I made the decision to move within 10 days.
Okay.
And then I packed up my stuff, rented out my apartment back home, and then I left. And I thought, as a European woman, I'm like, cool, I'm going to get a job within the first 2 weeks. And then that's it. But I didn't know that a lot of companies, they want you to have like some sort of UAE experience on your CV before you even start a job, which was a bit of a shocker for me because how are you going to get UAE experience without having a job in the UAE, right?
Yeah.
So I ended up actually doing an internship for 3 months before I was hired. So in that case, I would have loved to know if you're moving to Dubai or if you're gonna go, that you need a good saving.
What's a good amount of savings?
It depends on your lifestyle, isn't it? If you want to live in a good area, if you want to go out and have a life that you might have back home, then you need a good saving. I can't really put a number to that because the rent is high and the cost of living is high. Like for instance, coming from Denmark, obviously we've got a ton of taxes back home, but the wages kind of goes along with that. Yeah. Whereas here, like, you don't have taxes, but the cost of living is still high, right? So it should be the other way around, but it's actually like then they have a lot of fees and all that stuff to even move in or you have to pay up front. And
something else I think that I just like to add on is definitely having a car. I just got my car like not too long ago. Before that, I did take the metro. The thing is that I have no issues with taking the metro, but coming from Stockholm, comparing the metro system, the commute system here in Dubai with Stockholm, for example, it's very backwards, in my opinion.
Like if it was me, if I was smart, and if I spent my money right when I came here, I would have bought a car immediately.
Right.
Because the cost of renting a car, first of all, renting a car here, you're renting a trash can on wheels. I had this little red car, and every time I would turn it on, it would scream. And when I say scream, it was like, right? And imagine you're in a parking lot and you turn that car on and it screams like you're murdering this thing, right?
Oh my God.
So obviously I'm like, this is getting embarrassing now. So I'm calling this car rental place and I'm like, listen.
You got issues with all kinds of cars.
I've just got issues. But listen, I'm calling these people, I'm like, this car has issues. Like you need to do something about it. So they send it in 3 times. And every time I got it back, for maybe one day, I'd be like, oh, sweet, it's working, everything's good. 2 days later, I'll put the keys in and it'll go, like it would start screaming again. I'm like, what's going on? And then in the end, I had enough. I called them and I was like, listen, I can't drive this car anymore. Like, it's ridiculous now. And obviously, I've been on the phone and patience is what you need as well in UAE. So I called this guy and I'm like, listen, you need to take it back because I'm done with it. Like, I don't want to spend a penny more in this company. And when he came to pick up the car, he came to give me flowers. And I was like, why are you giving me flowers? And he was just as confused as me.
I'm sorry.
Because he was
I'm
literally just like, I don't know, but take him. And I'm like, why don't you just fix the car? And then he goes, ma'am, all the cars are like this. So I'm like, I'm paying major money for a shit car. And then, but at least you get flowers when you hand it back. I could have spent that money on actually buying another car and then having my own car. Do you know what I mean? Definitely, if you got the budget, buy a car.
You spoke about also renting apartments here. I think something that's also good to know is also location-wise, because also depends on where you work. But say, for example, somebody who doesn't know area-wise, it's really far. It's like walking distance is not the same as in Europe as it is here.
No, but you also have to like bear in mind that there is 3 or 4 months in Dubai where you just don't want to walk outside.
Yeah.
'Cause you're getting deep fried.
Yeah.
So put that in consideration when you're actually picking up the place that you want to rent. Dubai is sometimes not a real world. I feel like Dubai sometimes is more of like a bubble. And I've traveled to a lot of places in the world, and there's nothing that compares to Dubai, in my opinion. That's good and bad. You kind of lose a little bit of sense of reality, I'd say. I feel like living in Dubai, it's very important to get out of Dubai once in a while just to kind of reset. And when I say reset, it's everything for values, money, and like just your perspective of people in general. There's so much wealth here. So there's so many opportunities, which is brilliant, which is a really good place to start if you're very business minded, if you want to just achieve like high money goals in your life. Dubai is an excellent place to be. But I also feel like it is a little bit of a bubble coming from Scandinavia, where like if you have a job, you can do 8 jobs in one. That is obviously something that's just given for us, that you can think outside the box. People don't do that here. And that's understandable in some cases, because if they make mistakes, they're going to get like obviously in trouble for it. And they're scared of losing their jobs, because losing their jobs could mean they can't provide for their families back home or whatever. So sometimes like you just have to gain so much patience, and you have to be very patient. I had to learn that because I'm not a patient person.
Same.
So sometimes you literally just stand there and look and feel like you want to pull out all of your hair on your head and be like, this can't be true. But it can. So you just have to like bear with it and be like, right, cool. That's just how it is.
But what do you mean when you say that? In what sentence?
So for instance, getting a bank loan is probably the longest process in history. There's so many little steps that you can't do, and it's so backwards. Where you'd think Dubai's got like probably the sickest and the best technology, but then they need a stamp. And it has to be a stamp on a certain page. And then you have to be like, right, cool. I'm with this guy for 2 days, signing papers, doing all this. And I'm like, this is sick. Great. I'm getting, I think it was a loan for my car. All good. I'm signing papers. Cool. And then he goes, ma'am, your signature doesn't match the one that you have in your bank.
Happened to me as well.
And I'm like, I don't know what my signature looks like in the bank. And he's like, well, it doesn't match. And I'm like, how? So I have to go to my bank and ask what my signature looks like in the bank. And she's like, well, you have to wait in line after these 8 million people have gone to look for their signature in the bank. So I'm like, this is ridiculous. So then I get up to the counter and I'm like, so what does my signature look like? And she shows me and I'm like, cool, can I just take a picture? And she's like, no. And I'm like, how am I gonna remember how I put my signature? And she's like, well, you can write it on a piece of paper. So now I'm in the bank at the counter next to this Miss Girl and like literally writing, like trying to draw out my signature. And I did it like 5 times before it even looked like that one.
Yeah.
And then I had to take the little sticker with me. And then I had to meet up with the guy the next day and be like, this is my signature. And he's like, yeah, cool. And it looked exactly like the one that I've done on the paper. But he's like, it's a little off. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. But so that process that probably could have taken, like, I was with the guy. He had my Emirates ID. He had my passport. He had my visa. He had everything. But that little signature in the bank. Right, cool. So I was obviously losing my mind and losing my hair. And the poor guy, oh my God, I think I need him to send him some flowers or something or therapy sessions because, wow. Because at this point, I was like, this is not normal. Like, why is it taking so long? And he's like, I'm sorry, ma'am. And I'm like, breathe. Take an ice bath. Do something because why you need the patience.
Yeah, I definitely something I think many people can relate to. It happened to me as well, but I just don't even have the patience to tell that story. Come to Dubai and work here, live here as you wish. However, be mindful of certain things. Ask people if you're insecure. I saw something on Instagram that I thought was hilarious, okay?
Right.
So, a guy called Justin LaBoy, he's super big on Instagram. He posted, ladies, name something that a man does that he thinks is a turn on, but is actually a turn off. I'll wait. And the comments are hilarious.
Bro.
Making everything sexual. Now you will never see me.
Yeah.
You know what the ickiest thing is?
Go on.
Is when you say, okay, I'm just going to shower. And they do, without me. Yes.
It's like, yes.
Yes, without you.
Without you.
Someone said, asking, do you miss me when there's nothing to miss? It's like, what do you mean?
Also, no, I'm allergic to shrimp. So, do you know what I mean?
I swear. Calling your wifey and treating you average. Yeah. Flex his money. I like my guys humble. I agree with that. This is horrible. Licking his lips and thinking he's all that.
Honestly, I don't know why this is a thing.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen all these videos on TikTok.
Yeah.
Where he's like, they're rubbing their hands like a little fly on the table. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and then and you're like, what's going on? What have you eaten that you've got all over your face, first of all? And it's like, what is this about?
Yeah.
Are you cold, hon?
You want some gloves?
Yeah, because I'm getting cold by just by looking at it. Oh, my days.
And someone else said, when they think telling you how many other women want them makes them more appealing.
Ick. No.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't even know. See, this is the thing now. Like, I've come to this stage where I'm like, you make me laugh. Go on, hon. Well, not go on, but like, at least you've got more of a chance. Do you know what I mean?
All the schmedium funny guys standing in line.
Right. Get in. Also, but I'm just thinking, would you rather like than a medium guy breaking your heart than at least like if it's a hot one, then you'd be like, okay, cool.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I just thought it sucks getting involved with someone that you'd be like, he looks like an absolute troll. And then you end up breaking up. And then you got your heart broken by a troll.
If they wanted you first and they are the one leaving you, you feel offended. Because it's like, you came here first. You started this.
Yeah.
And so
you interrupted my life.
Yeah,
right now.
so you can't come here now and be like,
Who do you think you are, by the way?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't take rejections. Like, that would actually mess up my confidence so much. That's something that guys do. They flirt with you. They try to get your attention. They're in your inbox, and then in your DMs, inbox, like emailing you.
Well, those are the days. Send your application here. I think I'm going to start doing that, to be fair. I can actually look at their resume and be like, hard pass or yes.
Sorry. That's what I meant. Guys do be in your DMs, and then they be the one flirting with you, trying to shoot their shots. And then when you reject them, they be like, you're not that fine anyways.
Yeah.
And then
that is just...
And then 2 days later, but answer me.
Yeah. You out.
So I thought it would be interesting to share with everybody who listens, new people especially, tell them a little bit about what it is that we actually do besides podcasting. Because some people may or may not know that we actually work together. So would you like to have the honor to tell them what we actually do?
Yes, I can. So what we do is we work with luxury watches, everything from sourcing high-end pieces to customizing them. So say that you've got your own watch, your Rolex, AP, Patek, and you want it to put diamonds on it. That's what we do. Very, very high quality, and that's what we're known for in actually most of the world. We also do source plain watches. Say you wanted a specific piece, everything again from like Richard Mille to Cartier or Hublot. Then we can source it for you within a few days, basically.
What is sourcing a watch? What does that mean?
So the thing is about, let's say, a Rolex watch. You can't just go to the shop and buy it. Supply and demand, literally, it's just not possible to get them in the Rolex store. So you'd have to go and look for it on the gray market. So we are basically the gray market. So we've got a shop. We don't get it directly from the retailers, but we will get it from our trusted dealers. Basically, we can source pieces all around the world because our network is that great. So if there's specific Rolex dates that you want it, then I can use my network and I can get that piece for you, basically. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit of a premium, right? Because I can't get it from Rolex, just as you can't. Like some of these pieces, you have to be on a waiting list for, 10 years, and then you might not even get it. So, and some of these pieces I can get within a day or two. So
Cool.
You are paying the price for it, but you can get it now instead of having to wait the 10 years.
So how can you guarantee that the watches that you're sourcing are actually 100% authentic? It's easy to think, oh, it's not a real watch because it's super quick, or I don't know. People might have all kinds of questions to question the authenticity.
Our company has been around for 7 years, right? So this is like our network of dealers gets them from wherever they get them from. But what we can do is if I sell your watch, you can take that watch to Rolex, or you can take that watch to Richard Mille, or you can take it to AP, and you can literally get it checked, authenticate it, if that's what you want to do. What's going on?
Don't ask me that. When you ask me that, that makes it worse.
Why?
Because it's weird. I don't know. I just think it's a lot.
It is a lot. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things going on right now, like work. There's like, it's a lot of pressure everywhere.
I'm trying to push through. I don't know. I think I just want to keep myself busy to not think about, like, it's nice that we talk about why we think people should move here and why we think people should stay here, but I don't think people talk about like the pressure you put on yourself when you're here, because you just constantly compare yourself like with other people. And I think it's easy that you just go like, I need this to happen to me now. And I don't know, you put like a certain pressure on yourself because you feel like you're failing by comparing yourself with other people. And I know I don't think of myself like I'm failing in by being here, but you see so many things that you want to do. Like I want to show myself to my friends, to my family, that I'm okay here, I'm happy here, and I am most of the time, but it's hard. Like you can't genuinely, I feel like you can't be here without feeling empty. Like I feel like I'm not feeling a hole here. I just feel like I'm putting things around it for now. But it's, I don't know.
I feel like it was funny because when I had to move to Dubai, I said to my friends, I need to move to find myself. This place is probably the worst place to try and find yourself. Not in that sense of like, I think it's more of like the wholesome, like if you want a challenge, I think Dubai is brilliant. Because you, as you said, you're going to get put on a lot of pressure because there's no one else than you.
Yeah.
If something goes wrong, it's on you.
Yeah.
You have to be the one that needs to find a place to live. You have to be the one that needs to find a job. When you come here by yourself, it's only you. That can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. Like I'd say when people ask me how my stay, almost 3 years now, has been in Dubai, it's been the hardest years of my life, no doubt. No doubt, but also because I'm a very, very stubborn person. So for me to just be like, right, I can't do this, I need to go home, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That is not going to happen. But when you're in a situation and you're by yourself, sometimes you don't want to reach out to your people back home because you're so afraid of them saying, come home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come home, because that would be a failure to yourself, right? So then you put more pressure on yourself because then you're like, right, I need to make this work. I need to make it work. And then you get into like a habit of like just putting everything like until you're up to here. And then you are gonna feel it, and you are gonna feel the loneliness because you don't want to put that pressure on your friends that you just met around you, like your new friends, right? So you don't, it's a lonely place in that sense. So when you feel like things is enough, it's hard. It's a very, very hard place, and it can get very lonely. But again, when the good times are here, I would say also like right now we're in a situation where it's so hot outside. So like you get a little bit of like a cabin fever.
Yeah.
When you stay here over the summer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when it's kind of like the winters back home, right? Where you don't go out because it's too cold. Where here it's too hot. But
Yeah.
it's more, I'd say it's actually more horrible here because you can see the sun is shining, but you just can't go outside. So it's like, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure. And so for you to feel that way, I've been here longer than you, so I kind of know what you're going through right now. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And it's hard, even if you are in a relationship and if you're not. Like, it's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
It's a soulless city.
Yeah. I think I feel like all of this and just literally combine being a woman, there's so much things you go through, you know, I just think I think that's why I feel, you know, like yesterday I said overwhelmed. Like yesterday I said, oh, I just want to cry when I was with my friend, at the cinema. I was like, I just want to cry, but I don't know. I just need a trigger. I feel like sitting here maybe was a trigger.
Yeah.
Because I love doing this. I love doing this with you. And I love, you know, pouring my heart and soul into this. But I woke up and I was like, I don't want to do this today, but I'm just going to see how it goes. And this is how it goes. And I know it's not going to be like this every single time. It's just one of those times. And that was it.
that's just it. Like, and I read something really cool about crying. It's literally a way of releasing the emotions, right? So I feel like if you feel like crying, you should cry. Do you know what I mean? Especially a place like this. This is a part where people, they don't see, and especially the people back home. I've opened up to some of my friends back home of like how it is to be here, but I can't tell them, I can't disclose the full thing because the things that I've been through is also very ridiculous, right? So, and then there's been no one. There's been no one to actually like take my hand physically, give me a hug, going through panic attacks or whatever. Like, there's no one here. It's only you. It's only you. And I feel like if you haven't tried that, being in another country and not having your safe, like literally your safe haven around you, then I don't know many people that can go through that without being like, right, I'm going to give up. I'm going to go home. This is not for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So still being here, my parents often say to me, like, you have to also look at yourself and see how far you've come. Like, literally, you've come so far. You're doing this by yourself. You have to pat yourself on the shoulders because, again, no one else is going to do it for you. So, and I feel like I came with the mindset of if everything goes wrong, I can always go home. You also have to think, so many people coming here, they don't have that opportunity. They have to make it. So it's literally survival of the fittest out here. And you can feel that. People are hungry. So they don't mind stepping over you just to get whatever they want. And that's just how it is here. And if you don't get into that mindset, you're going to get stepped on. Like, that's just how it is. So you have to be brave. Like, you have to, like, but then you break and then you go back up. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's good. Right. Anyways, what interesting ending to this podcast.
Yeah, not as I expected at all, but
that's
it
just
is
how
what
it is. It is what it is. Anyways, I hope you guys want to tune in to the next one.
They'd be like, we're leaving right after this.
No, this was real. This was real.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you for tuning in. Hope you subscribe. Share it with your friends. We really appreciate it.
Thank you and goodbye.